Hey guys, what is up? Today I'm going to be doing a quick little video where I'm just basically going to be talking to you all about a story time video. So basically this story time is about the time that it was like my first time going down a super big hill on a bike. I don't know what I'm gonna title it, but this story takes place a couple of months before the last story did, and it was with Alex again. So we were both, his house was like on top of a really big hill, and at the bottom of it, like, there were two roads that like went into that hill, and you could turn into both of those roads, and like one of them went to a pool and the other one went to, I don't know where the other one went. It never really went down it, but so he was like, hey, you have your bike, and so we were just riding in his front yard or backyard. I don't know the difference. So we were just riding our bikes, and he was like, "Hey, why don't you go get? Why don't we ride down the big hill?" And I was like, "I don't know. I've never done it before. Am I gonna die?" Because that's just the way I was, and that's still pretty similar to how I am. Like, it'll take normal people a solid like 25 seconds to get on to be convinced to go on to a roller coaster. It'll take me a solid 35 minutes, like minimum. That's for like those small roller coasters. For like those big ones, it'll take me like at least an hour and a half to be convinced to get onto them. So like he was like, "Yeah, you'll be fine, dude." And of course, I was way easier to convince back then, so I was like, okay. So I got my bike, and I never really bothered asking how I stop after this. Like, after I'm at the end of the hill, and so I just assumed it's probably like just stopping a normal bike. And so he went down first. He stopped, no problem. I was like, wow, that looks like fun, and it looked easy, and like the ground was wet and stuff, and I don't remember if I mentioned this already, but the ground is wet, so not prime thing to go riding a bike in all honesty. So the ground was all wet, so we rode down it, and that was fun. Yeah. He got down, and he was like, "All right, now it's your turn." And I was like, "Okay." And so I got on my little bike, and I was like, I started going down, and I was about halfway down, and then I realized I forgot how I hadn't asked how he stopped, and I wasn't paying attention to how he stopped. So basically, I was just free riding down a hill, and there were a ton of trees, and it was like a 2.5 foot deep pit at the end of this hill, and like a ton of trees and stuff there, and it just went into a full set of woods back there at the end of this hill thing. So I'm riding down it, and I'm like, this isn't looking good. So basically, I pull at about 3/4 of the way down. I pulled this straight, like, it honestly looked like there was a deer in the middle of the road, and I was trying as hard as I could not to run over it. Like, there was one of these bikes that had like 2 brakes on the handlebars, and if you put the pedal backwards, it would stop. So basically, I had both my handlebars screeching down. I had one of my feet backwards and the other one was riding on the ground to try and slow it down some. And so basically, I got where Alan was and I had finally stopped. And he was like, "What just happened?" And I was like, "I forgot to ask how to stop." And then he was like, "You'll be good, dude. Don't worry." Yeah, just you'll be good, dog. Don't even worry about it. And I was like, okie dokie. So yeah, that was fun. Yeah. If you guys enjoyed Zip Zone, be sure to leave a comment or move to Zip Zone. If you guys enjoyed this episode, be sure to leave a comment telling me what I should do in the next one, and yeah, goodbye.